tutorial in After Effects, where today we are going to create a motion tile and use a ripple effect web banner, and this will look like this. So we'll have the text coming in from the side, and we'll have a sense of depth created by using the motion tile. So as you've been on Moodle, go and download the Millennial Man file. Once you've downloaded it into your documents, you can right click onto here and go to File. If you've actually loaded up the composition start box, just click off it because we're going to define the parameters of the workspace by the Photoshop file. So we want student import, and we're going to bring that in under a composition that retains the layer sizes. So click import and just double check we've got editable layer styles and composition retain layer styles, and click OK. Okay, I'm not too sure what that is, but I'm sure we'll find out. So at this point, we're going to double click on the composition, which is made for us, which will load up in this section here. So from this point onwards, we're just going to go and rename these layers. So we'll rename this one background building, so BG1, so background 1, rename as midground, so MG1, and we'll just call it FG for foreground 1. I'm not sure, we don't think we'll have a need for numbers, but I'm just putting the ones on there just in case. So you'll see my timeline is currently set up to 0 to 10 seconds. To do this, if you've got something different, right click onto the composition layer in the project file and go to composition settings, which is at the very top. Once you've selected that, you will see down here we have the time slide, the start time and the duration. So this goes again, as I said in the previous tutorials, this is an hour, minutes, seconds and frames. And we want this to end to start at 0, and we want the duration to be 10 seconds. So we change the third section along to 10 and click OK. And that should now change your layers. If you find that your scene now looks something like this, where the visibility of those layers is going to go missing, if you click and drag over your layers here, you'll be able to select the end and pull those across up until that 10-second frame. So we're going to hide away the layers, and we're going to click off there, and we're going to select the background 1 layer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click the down arrow next to it. I'm going to transform, click the down arrow, and we're going to set a keyframe at the beginning on position, and we're going to actually take this and we're just going to rotate this all the way. So to set a keyframe, just click the stopwatch to the left, and you'll know that it's active because it would have turned blue. So from that point, we are going to move to the end of the timeline, so to 10 seconds. And this time we're actually just going to take it the other way. So if I click and drag on this left number next to position, left side number value, you'll see it will move across. It can be quite long-winded, and as we do this on the other layers, there's a lot more in place. It's going to take quite some time, so you might actually just want to type in the number. So that is roughly minus 500, so that might be useful to remember later. So the moment we have it passing through, if we go on to the playback, the only issue here is that we don't actually have anything either side. So what I'm going to do is, with the layer selected, BG1, I'm going to go to Effect, and we're going to go to Stylize, and we're going to go down to Motion Tile. Okay, so with that, we're just going to go to Output Width, and we're going to then extend that up. At this point, I think that by doing that we should now have enough, so it's on to 300 if we play through. you'll see that we now have that playing back. Okay, so with the next layer up, I'm just going to hide that. We're going to go to MG1, and we're going to do the same thing. So I'm going to push the down arrow again and again, go to position, make sure you're at frame 0, set the position. This time I'm actually just going to move it further out. So probably want it to be about twice the width. Then at the other end, I'm going to click and drag. If I hold shift, it will put it along with me. Does that work? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so with that in mind, I think I'm actually just going to take it along a little bit more. Actually, Control-Z. I want to make sure it's moving in a straight line. And from this point again, we're going to go to Effect. We're going to go down to Stylize, and we're going to go down to Motion Tile. And again, at this point, we're going to accelerate the increase the width. And I'm just going to keep taking it down so I can't actually see anything anymore. So it is working on about 600. Let's just have a look at that. Lovely. Okay. If we play back now, that's working. And if we turn on the background layer with it and we play, so let me just zoom so we can see. There we go. And we play back. Now we've got a really nice depth and a sense of depth coming through. So let's just pause that by pushing the spacebar. So with regards to the foreground, we're going to do the same thing, and this time we're going to take it further away. So as you can get the idea here that if it's closer to us, we start further away so we can pass more of the object. So I'm going to type in 2000, see how far that goes. So I want to kind of say 6000. Maybe a little less, maybe we'll do 5000. And if we just take that back to the beginning, time a selector and push the stopwatch next to position, and then at the other end I'm just going to click it and then drag and hold shift so that it falls in a straight line and just take it to there. And if we play that, we should now see that passing at some point soon. There we go. So if we now go to Effect, go to Stylize, Motion Tile, and then we'll just keep sort of taking away and adding it until it's all there. So I think that's fine at this point. So about 700 looks fine. So if we play that back, excellent. We've now got that moving. So the next step we're going to do is to just take a look at the clouds. So again, we'll just start them. We'll have them just moving really slowly. So this time we'll just set a position here. I'm just going to move them up a little bit, and down here I'm just literally just going to move them across just a tiny bit. I don't need to move far, we just need to see that they move. The sun layer is fine, and the sky can actually just stay where it is. So with the text, in fact, let's just have a look at that playing back. It's always nice when you kind of bring these things together. So if we play that back, so obviously this effect is to make it look like the text is flying through the sky at quite a speed, and we're going to add a ripple effect to the text to make it feel as though it's almost like a superhero cape kind of flying through the air. So for this banner ad, so I'm just going to just take these off and their visibility, and with this Millennial Man layer, we're going to go into the settings, we're going to go to effect, position, sorry, we're just going to go and set the position off screen. So we want it to kind of fly in. So just take that back. I want that to arrive at frame 6. And we're now ready to add in our ripple effect. So I'll go to Effect, Distort, and go to Ripple. And if we take the radius up to 100, and you can see now we have the effect there. I'm just going to turn these down. I don't want it to be too intense. I only want it to be slightly visible. So if we play that back, okay, and we turn this around, should hopefully see that kind of moving in this direction towards the left. Excellent. So if we turn this on, and now we take that moving back, I think the ripples are still kind of, they're emanating from the middle. When I tried moving the center of the ripple before, it didn't impact the end of the word, so there's a bit of a thing there. But essentially, we've now kind of got that effect happening. I mean, there are other ways that we could create that maybe, and we could look at doing. But for the time being, I'm happy with that. We've got the motion tiles working in the background, giving that sense of depth. We've got the text in the foreground, now rippling, kind of responding to any air that may be there as it kind of flies in. So the last step is to export this. So if I go to File, Export, and go to Add to Render Queue, and in my render queue, I can click here to choose where to save it. You can change the settings. Best just to keep it on best settings for now, because this is as a web banner, we'll export this differently to go onto the website. But as we're doing a previs, you can do that. Click render, and it should appear in your inbox, and then you'll have a lovely rendered in web banner to kind of go with it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you